Welcome to a new anime review series. This is reviewing the series Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Yeah, a series where almost the entire cast is made up of women, and there's only about two or three guys the whole entire series. Yeah, I was recommended this by somebody from the community of Awesome Universe. Yeah, because he thought the Funimation disrespected the series and made unnecessary changes to its dialogue. What I've seen so far, I don't think that's true. I'm not sure where he gets his information from when it comes to this. Yeah. What is the series mainly about? It's basically about, well, the main character, Miss Kobayashi, who just happens to be a heavy drinker and she's an office worker, just happens to wander up in the mountains one night and just happens to come across a frickin' dragon, pulls a sword out of her side, and she's able to, like, because she saved her life, she instantly falls in love with her. Yep, despite the fact this is a girl. Yeah. It's no, in case you're wondering, this is never confirmed to be a series. No, not that I can think of, no. It's not. No. Oh. It's never referred to as just a slice of life type series. It's a fun little series to watch. Yep. And the thing is with the main character, no one knows her first name. She's referred to as simply Miss Kobayashi. She's a great person to a lot of the character series. The titular dragon, Turu, the maid, yes. And she's basically dresses in an outfit that is made from her scales. Yeah, her scales. At least she's not walking when she's in human form, butt naked. Nope. Yeah. And there's a few other characters introduced over the course of the series. The next one, aside from the main two, the character Kina. Now, who voices these characters? The main character, Kobayashi, is voiced by Leah Clark. Yes, the same woman who's voiced in several different anime I watch, including like Toriko, One Piece. In Toriko, she voiced the character Rin, the love interest of the main character. But the character Taru, she's voiced by Sarah Winhorf. Yep. And she's known for voicing the character of Asia from the second half of the series. Yep, from High School DxD. You also have Kana Kamura, who also this was also in Dragon Ball Super voicing the Omni King. Yep, the Omni King. Great character she is. Introduced in episode 1, pretty much a regular character since then. Yeah, and here's the thing. In 8 of the episodes of the series, the first 8 episodes, this is not a heck of a lot. I mean, the first 2 episodes cover like the first 9 chapters. 3 covers chapters 8, 11, 22, 40. 4 covers 13, 21. 15 covers 14, 15, 18. 26 covers 27, 29. 7 covers 16, 17. And 8 covers 23, 26. Yeah, at times they would cover 3 episodes, but it just depends on, like, whenever they decide to. Okay, this is just looking at something really weird. Anyways, yeah. There's also, of course, a few other characters or introduced in the series. One character you hear voice in the first episode, and that is the character of Loka, voiced by Jerry Marcy. Yes, I've heard of her reputation, but this woman's reputation due to the fact that she, well, accused Vic Minnelli of sexual harassment, and he got fired because of it. One of the, like, sad women accused of it, despite the fact that Minnelli was to support it. And I want to talk briefly about some controversy the manga received recently, where apparently a little kid got his hands in the manga and checked out from a school library. Yeah, the thing about this particular manga is it's sort of adult driven, but there's one series meant for little kids. Yeah, it's a spin off series, but Yeah, focuses on the little kid. Yeah, the series got like a couple different spin-offs. Yeah. And apparently the kids, I think it's his mother, got upset about two girls comparing each other's breast size. If this was a little girl, they probably would not fully understand this. But the thing is, this is a common trope, this is a common joke in Japanese anime, where women would compare each other's breast size a lot. Yes, this is nothing unusual. Oh yeah, thing about Miss Kobayashi is she's flat-chested. Yep, and almost all the rest of the characters, with the exception of one, they all have pretty big breasts. Yeah, Kana Kamari. Yeah, the joke about her is that about Toru is that she's asked about her breast size. Oh, it's D cup for dragon. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's something though. And Jenny Marcelli, let's see, big breasted woman, known for being seductive. Yeah, it's like Reyes coming from High School DxD. Yep. I think these two women about the same size, and they're wearing very scantily clothing. Yeah, there's a gag in showing like one episode I've seen where she wears scantily clothing, very skimpy clothing, and she gets pulled away by a staff member. hmm First episode starts off with basically her in her dragon form flying to where Miss Kobayashi is, where she's basically recovering from, excuse me, her hangover, and she just shows up at her front door in dragon form, then transforms to her human form. Though she's able to have her tail stick out, though when she's walking in public, her tail disappears. But I think she's still getting with it because she's in private. She's able to actually stick her tail out, but in public, she's able to actually hide her tail really well. Yep, and she wants to become her maid for free because she offered it when she was drunk. Yeah, she's in memory, but she does eventually start remembering. Oh yeah, and she was also drinking a alcohol known as Dragon Slayer. Yep. So of course she has frequent proclamations of the whole episode how much she's in love with her. Yeah, a female dragon and a human woman. Okay, fine. This is just a cute little series. I figured I would not talk about it. Yeah, and unlike most anime I've watched, where it's basically like flowing continuity, like one story the whole episode, occasionally you might get a second one. This one's got multiple different segments in here, broken up by these little dots that might be math equations or whatever. hmm Yep. After Toru shows up, after explaining, of course, at first Kobayashi basically doesn't want her to initially attention that, but she has decided to say because she has nowhere else to go. It's like, okay, fine. Of course, they go out to work, and of course, well, she goes to work anyways. And well, of course, she cleaned, and of course, she calls the furniture dispute. Then she just magically brings it all back. Yep, and she tries to feed her. Well, she cooks food. Cooks her tail for some reason. Yeah, she also repeats this stupid mistake back in episode 8. As for why she tried to trick her to eat her tail, I have no idea. It's one of the most strangest things. Maybe it's a common occurrence in Dragon World. I have no idea. They don't really explain it. Eventually, she does learn over the course of these episodes how you probably how to clean and do whatever. Yeah, and she also, the way she describes how she cleans her clothes is that she washes them in her mouth in dragon form, which is kind of disgusting. And of course, well, at one point when the sky is basically covered with a bunch of clouds, she uses her dragon fire to basically incinerate the whole sky. Well, basically burn out the clouds, and that's where Kana basically makes her debut, though she meets up with the character in the next episode. Yeah, and eventually, at first, Kobayashi is accused of seducing Tenru, even though that, well, yeah, it's particularly very weird. Eventually, she doesn't like her, like she can attack her, and because she's basically from a look like pow pow pow, and Kobayashi's like, what is this? A little girl attempts to beat her up. Okay, yeah, she's not that strong enough to do that, but she's able later on in the later episode be able to stop a freaking dodgeball. Yeah, from hitting her basically her best friend, which I'll talk about her in a minute. So yeah, so they basically has her just live with her after have a brief conversation with her and the fact she's an old acquaintance of Tenru. After she comes home from shopping, yeah, how they do shopping. First time is apparently she doesn't like to go to the supermarket because it reminds her of a castle, so she goes to a shopping district. Basically, okay, this is fine. Basically, and apparently she's friendly with like everybody, and everyone's convinced she's a cosplayer because she's wearing Maid's outfit. Yeah. So, yeah, we got a bunch of food, and yeah. And then later she goes on another shopping trip, though. That's when Kenna shows up. So I think it was an episode. So what this will introduce the character Blue owned, and they have her eventually also use Google. And here's kind of the strange thing: despite the fact the series is set in present day, for some strange reason there are no cell phones in the series. We see computers, frequent computers we see throughout the whole series, the episodes I've seen, but no cell phones. Surprisingly, despite the fact I'm sure these people have cell phones. Now, Kobayashi's got a landline in her apartment. Yeah, and Kobayashi Totoro decides to use the contact Lou. And in later episodes, she feels she actually, because, she likes coming to the real world because she introduces fully in episode 3. Yeah, Ryo's staying with the little boy, who is a mage. And when Kobayashi visits the kid's place, realizes who her father is. This little boy's father is. It's her boss. Yep, her boss. Yeah, I think this is no, it's not the same guy who got fired, but yeah, the guy who got fired in one episode who basically was verbally abusing her. Yeah, he's voiced by Christopher Sabat. I recognize his voice anywhere, and you only see him for like 2 scenes in one episode, and that's basically it for anyway. hmm Yep. So, like the episode where after they just kinda they get a new apartment, which is basically the apartment they have currently. Yeah, it's much more bigger space because the apartment is basically meant for one person. Yeah, so just figured out, okay, find a much more bigger place, and, it's a nice place. Yeah, it's a pretty decent place. I've seen an apartment like this. It's kind of like a studio apartment in a way, but it's got 2 bedrooms. I think it's got like 1 bathroom. Yeah, the joke was basically the whole cramp thing because you have Tenru and Kana basically sleep on the floor, and you have Tenru basically trying to reach the refrigerator while Kobayashi's near her breast on top of her head. It looks kind of hilarious to say the least. I know that you're probably thinking, wait, why am I talking about a series that features a bunch who've been doing strange things? At least there's a little bit of not doing anything, let's just say, naughty per se. Not really. There's one character who acts kind of slutty, but yeah. hmm and pretty much they're still in the apartment by the most recent episode I saw. Yep. So eventually they have Teru basically go to school in the very next episode. Like right after they get the apartment, they they have kind of go to school. But in the same episode they introduce Loru, voiced by Jerry. They also use General, a guy who becomes a recurring character the whole series. Yep. Yeah, and he dresses exactly the same, dressed in a suit. Yeah, he dresses in a suit like he's from like the Victorian era. His attire, with his appearance, he kind of reminds me of Sebastian from Black Butler. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of him, except he's a little more, except he's got glasses. Yep. And apparently he's into playing video games because, to avoid going to a big manager party, so it's like, hey, full party at her house. So she fights her coworker, which they had a previous night of I think it was in episode 2, where it was one of the episodes, I think it was episode 1 or 2, where they go out drinking, and at one point she accidentally takes off, Teru's top while she's drunk, though she completely forgets about it. Yeah. And, then they see later on, when they see the guy pop up again, of course he sees... Okay. Anyways, yes. Then initially she basically doesn't like the fact that she's kind of jealous of him because of, well, or closeness to her, but yeah, it's nothing. hmm Yeah, apparently this guy is revealed to be into video games, manga, and anime. He's an otaku, is what they call him over in Japan. Yeah, his name is Mako Toneo. He's voiced by Jeff Johnson. I'm not really familiar with him. No. Yeah. Frenier is voiced by Garrett Storms. Yep. He's a pretty fun look. He's a fun character. He doesn't really when he appears in an episode, he doesn't really appear very much in the episode. And as for Laru, yeah, when Kobayashi first sees her, she's basically, well, what you think of her. Oh yeah, and she also gets drunk. And that's typical Jim Marseille for you. Yeah, voicing a character who gets drunk. And I'm like, okay. Now I initially thought she would voice the character Vanessa from Black Clover, but it's somebody else. But yep. And plus, she uses the same style of performance she used for Kana from Fairy Tail. Yeah. Plus, a mixed little bit of Reyes in a way. hmm So yeah, it's later revealed she's actually an ex-goddess. She's naughty, so she got banished. Yep, she got banished. Yep. When it kind of cool, they had her basically just, well, they had this thing of or gathering up because well, Kana is basically like she's worried she want like Kobayashi like you want to go to school? It's like yeah. So they go out shopping for school supplies, and the last thing you buy is a backpack. And they show off basically on the episode her trying to backpack. It's like, oh yeah, it makes it look like it's bathed in human blood. It's just a red backpack. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's not like so the Kobayashi picks something that basically asks for, like, oh, it's not cute. It's like, okay, fine. And then she basically meets her class next day, and everyone knows like, oh, she's so cute. The character is kind of cute for a little girl. Yep. And eventually they have the character Rico, and they try to pick a fight with her because she has big tears. And then, of course, she becomes good friends with her. Though the recurring gag in the series is that every time she basically gets come close to her, she like blushes like every time because she's got a crush on her for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but I'm not sure it's like going to place right now. But lucky enough, these two, their relationship the friendship gets explored in a spin-off series. Which I'm wondering. I heard that there's going to be season 2 going to be starting up. That season 2 has been confirmed, but I know it's going to happen because the studio who made the series, Character Anime, suffered a fire a few months ago. Yeah, basically about 3 months ago, or 4 months ago, the studio. Anyways, yeah, the studio basically burned down. Yeah, from what I looked up online about the guy who actually did it. Yeah, the guy's clearly insane, and the guy has actually not been arrested yet. I think he has been arrested, but he's not been fully been tried yet, from what I can tell. And who knows when they're going to resume production of the series. Yeah. Let's see what else. Well, eventually decided Viro. Eventually Rico one day decides. Well, first has a couple times they hang up at their school, and she just invites. Well, first they play a game of dodgeball. Yep, a game of dodgeball against a group of older kids. Which okay, they bring along Taru, like pretty much like all of our friends, and they pretty much just waste all of them. Like pretty much see them all. And lucky enough that kind of saves Rico from a hit from a dodgeball because she's got a really good catch. Yeah, because she's that strong. Mm-hmm. Also forgot to mention when Tara and Kobayashi were in the shopping district, there was a purse snatcher, and well, it's like she asks Kobayashi to go. She's like, sure, and of course she races after her, races at the guy and punches him right in the freaking ground. No, he's basically hurt, but he's alive. Mm-hmm. And Kobayashi thinks that maybe the crowd is going to turn against her for doing this, but no, people are actually quite happy with the fact she took down a purse snatcher. Yep. Yep. And eventually, they have it where the dragons play dodgeball against each other after the team leaves, and they pretty much destroy the whole field. But lucky enough, they fix it anyways, and they play like proper when not using like actual battle. And Well, they had this one little episode where they actually fly to a field that they revisit in another episode, where they just had the characters play for a while, and they stare at the sky and play war games. Yeah, it's a fun little episode. I also got mentioned the animation in the series is gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh, wow, it's so freaking good. Well, I heard that the reason why it's so good is because apparently people are actually paid and they don't have to be like frame quotas. Yeah, I'm like, wow, that's actually quite ingenious for animation studio, which probably the first one I've heard of actually has done this. So they're not freelancers. hmm Yep. Let's see. Oh yeah, in episode 6, the same episode they introduced, they have Fernando live with. Yeah, in this episode they have two things happen. They meet Reiko's sister, who pretends to be a maid, and they also have Pharaoh basically live with Kobayashi's co-worker because why not? He needed a place to stay because he felt like staying here. He tried to get a place of his own, but he needed to have some money and have like proper currency. Apparently, his gold was basically worthless. Yeah, so live with the guy because they get along perfectly fine. Yeah, and then eventually this turns into something later on. So, hmm yep. Summer staples. Yeah, this is the fan service episode. Oh my gosh. So they had the characters go to the beach. Now the little boy basically who's basically roommate. Yeah, it goes too because well as a request from her boss. Shota, voiced by Allison Veron. Yeah, yeah, the same woman who voices Conan from the English dub of Case Closed. Yeah, so first, basically, yeah, he's like the only guy here, and it's great like to have an episode where the characters go to the beach. Yeah, I love seeing episodes like this, having the characters go to the beach. Yeah, as far as I can tell, this has happened in many different series I've watched. I think like the last special series I've watched where you have the characters go to the beach in an episode of the anime. Let me think here. Recently, I know it's happened Case Closed this year. It's happened Blue Exorcist. Let me think here. What else? I know it didn't have Pandora Hearts. No, not really. Never had Pandora Hearts. Not that I can think of. No. Let's see. Not Triple X Holic. I know it did happen. It did happen. Card Captor Sakura. Actually, it did happen in Triple X Holic for like one episode. But yeah, basically like every single series I've watched this year, except for Pandora Hearts, and Trishira's Chronicle, you have characters go to the beach. hmm But these are not the only series I've seen basically did this. Bleach had a notorious one. One Piece has done it several times. Fairy Tail has had many beach episodes because they love having characters show up themselves in swimsuits. Let's see, what other series in this? Oh, there's been a few others, but yeah, great. It's a fun little episode. They have Laura basically show up in a skimpy outfit. She gets pulled away. She puts more appropriate attire, and they basically play on the beach for a little while where they go swimming. So a boat, they smash a watermelon, and then they go to a Comic Con. Yep, a Comic Con. A building I have seen before. This is the third series I've seen this damn building in. Like, oh my gosh. It's at called Comnet. Yeah, it's basically like a Comic Con. Yeah, at the place Tokyo Bake Site. Yeah, when I saw this place, like, oh my gosh, this is like the third series I've seen this building in. Like I said before when I mentioned this in my review for Case Close, that was the second series I saw because the first series I watched in was the first season of Digimon. Yeah, they had like 20, they had like part of like a small portion of season one set at this particular building, and I think they have a little bit of this in season two. And after that, the next show I didn't watch anything. Any show that took place in Tokyo. Never went back to this building until case closed. I was shocked the fact they actually featured this building. I mean, after all, they're in Tokyo. Why not feature the building? And this is the third series I've seen that actually did this. Yeah, and like with Case Closed, it's one standalone episode. Yeah, in the same episode with that fan service. Yeah, and they go help out of the. This is basically kind of like a big Comic Con. That's pretty much what this is. It's called a Cosmic Net. It's basically a Comic Con, and basically people just it's like a bunch of booths. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's basically a Japanese version of a Comic Con, except that this apparently doesn't have like it has like known artists basically in Japan, but no, from what I can tell, like I saw like no lines for like getting autographs from celebrities. I'm sure they probably do have it over there, but yeah, that's what it is. Yep. And well, in the very next episode, we're going to choose to one more new character, Enma. Yes, Enma. Dragon with a hole in her head. Yep. Now there's a slight change from what they present in the manga. Yep. Actually, that takes up the episode. Yeah. First, they have a cooking contest of because Kana's going on a field trip, so they need to figure out a way to, well, pair her. And of course, Taru and Kobayashi basically compete over this. And the judges are Leru, Kana, of course, and Veneral. And of course, Kobayashi wins 2 out of 3. Yeah, because well, a bento lunch basically is very limited room. Yep. Yeah. So then they meet Enma, who just crashes into her apartment, wanting to take back Taru. She says no, and well, okay, let's go fight. Okay, send her off to the field, and well, Phil gets sealed. Now in the manga, this is a slight change they made to it. Because in the manga, this is actually when she came back, it took her a whole week to get back here. In the anime, it's like one day. Actually, it was like the very next day. It's like eating whatever. Eventually, she gets a job working at Kobayashi's work as a programmer. Though Kobayashi had to teach her everything there. And of course, Taru's jealousy, and of course, she starts going back to her old habits of destroying Kobayashi's furniture, though she does bring it back, and attempt to feed it her tail, though this time in a sandwich for breakfast. Yep. I gotta say, for these episodes, they're just pure fun. And I can't wait to watch the rest of the episodes of the series, but that's not gonna be watching next. Yep. So my next review is gonna be, well, after my movie review, I'm gonna review the newest episode of Black Clover. Okay. Do the next review. Bye.